The 2025 inauguration was already set to be a historic event, but no one expected the spotlight to shift so dramatically. While all eyes were on Donald Trump, it was his youngest son, Barron Trump, who left the nation speechless. A young man who had largely stayed out of the public eye suddenly stepped up to the podium, and what he said next would send shockwaves across America. But what was going on behind the scenes for Barron? What did Barron reveal in his first-ever speech? Stay tuned as we break down the unforgettable moment that has everyone talking and discover the message that left millions in shock. Before we dive into the moment Barron left the nation stunned, let's take a step back and explore what led to this pivotal day in his life and how his role within the Trump family has evolved over the years. Held on January 20th, 2025 in Washington, D.C., the inauguration marked Donald Trump's return to the presidency, making him the second U.S. president in history to serve two non-consecutive terms, the first being Grover Cleveland in the late 19th century. Due to harsh weather conditions, the ceremony took place indoors at the U.S. Capitol Rotunda, ensuring the comfort of attendees and allowing the event to proceed smoothly. The day kicked off with the swearing-in ceremony, where President Donald Trump took the oath of office administered by Chief Justice John Roberts. Standing beside him, First Lady Melania Trump held two Bibles, a tradition that symbolizes the peaceful transfer of power. After the oath, President Trump delivered his inaugural address, laying out his vision for the next 4 years and reflecting on the nation's progress and challenges. As the sun set, Washington, D.C. transformed into a city of celebration, with a series of inaugural balls and events honoring the nation's democratic process and the president's re-election. These gatherings blended elegance, entertainment, and patriotism, offering a snapshot of America's cultural spirit. Among the most anticipated events was the Commander-in-Chief Ball, hosted at the Walter E. Washington Convention Center. Dedicated to honoring military service members and their families, the ball served as a heartfelt tribute to their dedication and sacrifice. The night's entertainment featured performances by country music legends Rascal Flatts and singer-songwriter Parker McCollum. "Welcome to the stage, world-renowned band Rascal Flatts," the announcer called as the crowd erupted in cheers. The band took the stage, filling the room with energy and delivering a performance that had everyone on their feet. President Trump and First Lady Melania Trump were among the guests, sharing dances and heartfelt moments with attendees, capturing the spirit of unity and appreciation for the nation's armed forces. Another highlight of the evening was the Liberty Ball, held at the National Building Museum. This event celebrated American heritage and the values that bind the nation together. With its grand historic architecture, the venue provided a stunning backdrop for the night's festivities. As the President and First Lady entered the room, they were greeted with applause from a crowd that included dignitaries, celebrities, and citizens from across the country. The evening was filled with a sense of pride and optimism as guests enjoyed live music, gourmet cuisine, and lively conversations. Meanwhile, the Starlight Ball, hosted at the Smithsonian Institution building, commonly known as the Castle, offered an evening of elegance with a touch of fun. Performances by artists like Nelly and the Village People brought a dynamic and diverse musical experience that had guests dancing and singing along. The President and First Lady took to the dance floor and mingled with attendees, adding to the night's festive and inclusive atmosphere. In addition to the official inaugural balls, the city buzzed with countless unofficial gatherings and parties. Hosted by political organizations, cultural institutions, and private citizens, each event brought its own unique vibe to the night's celebrations. One standout event was the All-American Inaugural Ball at the Hyatt Regency Capitol Hill. With multiple entertainment zones and a focus on honoring American heroes, it offered attendees a lively and diverse experience. The evening's performances reflected the nation's rich cultural tapestry. Country music stars like Carrie Underwood and Jason Aldean captivated the crowd with powerful renditions of patriotic songs, stirring a sense of national pride. Meanwhile, artists like Snoop Dogg and Nelly brought a modern edge to the festivities, appealing to a broad range of guests and showcasing the diversity of America's musical heritage. The atmosphere of the 2025 inauguration was filled with celebration and unity. Political figures, celebrities, and everyday citizens came together to witness and take part in this historic moment. The events buzzed with optimism and anticipation for the future as people enjoyed lively conversations, vibrant performances, and delicious cuisine across various venues. Blending tradition with modern flair, the festivities struck a perfect balance between formality and fun, creating an unforgettable experience for everyone involved. The inauguration served as a testament to the nation's enduring spirit of democracy and its rich cultural diversity. From elegant inaugural balls to energetic concerts, each event celebrated the peaceful transfer of power and the beginning of a new chapter in America's story. While the spotlight naturally shined on President Trump and First Lady Melania, it was Barron Trump who unexpectedly stole the show with a speech that left the nation stunned. But we'll get to that shortly. Donald Trump sworn in as the 47th President of the United States, marking the start of his second term. While much of the focus naturally falls on the president himself, his family's role in supporting him throughout his political journey is undeniable, especially as he steps into this next chapter. From his first term through the lead-up to this inauguration, Donald Trump's children, Ivanka, Donald Jr., Eric, and Barron, have each played a unique role in both his public and private life. Their support has been a constant presence, and many expect their involvement to continue as he embarks on his second term. Ivanka, in particular, became one of the most visible members of the Trump family during her father's first presidency. Serving as an advisor, she focused on issues like women's economic empowerment, job creation, and entrepreneurship. Though she stepped away from her official role after her father's first term, her influence hasn't faded. With her ability to connect with both business leaders and political figures, Ivanka remains a key figure in her father's inner circle. Although Ivanka has taken a more private approach in recent years, her involvement in her father's political endeavors is far from over. With her deep understanding of both the political and business worlds, along with her diplomatic demeanor, she's expected to continue supporting Donald Trump throughout his second term. Their relationship is grounded in mutual respect and a shared ability to navigate the complexities of public life. Known for her intelligence, strong relationship-building skills, and calm presence under pressure, Ivanka has played a crucial role in her father's success, whether working behind the scenes or stepping into the spotlight when needed. Meanwhile, Donald Jr. has consistently been one of his father's most vocal and passionate supporters. With his outspoken nature and strong opinions, he's never hesitated to defend his father against critics, whether facing media scrutiny or political opposition. Throughout Donald Trump's political career, Donald Jr. has championed his father's policies and vision, standing firmly on the front lines of public discourse. Donald Jr.'s role in supporting his father is multifaceted. Whether campaigning at rallies, making media appearances, or leading conversations on conservative issues, he's been a key figure in rallying Donald Trump's base. His active social media presence, where he highlights his father's accomplishments and critiques political opponents, helps shape the public narrative in a way that aligns with Trump's goals. Beyond politics, Donald Jr. is also deeply involved in the Trump Organization, balancing his influence in both the business and political worlds. As Donald Trump's second term progresses, Donald Jr. is expected to remain a prominent supporter, serving as a bridge between the administration and conservative audiences. While Donald Jr. often takes center stage, Eric plays a more behind-the-scenes role. This week, both brothers made headlines for criticizing Hunter Biden over allegations of profiting from his father's political influence. but Eric's primary focus has been the Trump Organization. After his father's election, he took on a larger role in managing the company's day-to-day operations, ensuring the family business continued to thrive while Donald Trump focused on politics. Known for his steady and reliable approach, Eric's unwavering loyalty has been essential in maintaining the Trump family's legacy, providing a strong foundation that allows his father to concentrate on leading the country. Eric has also played a key role in fundraising efforts, supporting Trump-aligned causes while continuing his work with the family business. Known for his grounded approach and unwavering dedication, he's a vital part of the Trump family's ongoing success. Though he doesn't seek the spotlight as much as his siblings, Eric's steady support has been a cornerstone of his father's political and business ventures. As Donald Trump begins his second term, Eric is expected to remain a key figure, both in helping guide the Trump Organization and in supporting his father's political ambitions. Among the Trump siblings, one member is just beginning to step into the public eye: Barron Trump, the youngest of Donald's children. Donald Trump has often jokingly introduced him by saying, "And then I have a very tall son named Barron. Has anyone ever heard of him?" While Barron largely stayed out of the spotlight during his father's first term, his presence is becoming more noticeable as he grows older. Despite his low profile, Barron's quiet confidence and strong sense of self suggest that he has inherited the Trump family's determination and drive. Unlike his older siblings, Barron has grown up with a degree of privacy, shielded from much of the intense media scrutiny that surrounded his father's political career. Yet, even from the sidelines, he's had a front-row seat to history, observing both the triumphs and challenges of life in the public eye. As he continues to mature, Barron's unique perspective, shaped by both privilege and expectation, could play a defining role in the family's future. While it's still too soon to predict how he might contribute to the Trump legacy, his intelligence, composure, and potential for leadership suggest that his impact may one day be just as significant as that of his older siblings. Donald has always been vocal about his pride in Barron, and their bond is evident. As the only Trump child still in his teenage years, Barron stands on the cusp of adulthood, a time when he may choose to step into a more prominent role within the family's public and political life. Whether he decides to follow in his father's footsteps or forge his own path, one thing is clear: Barron represents the future of the Trump family, equipped with the intelligence and potential to make a significant impact in whichever direction he chooses. If the 2025 inauguration made anything clear, it's that Donald Trump's family remains a central pillar of his support system. Each of his children has played a role in helping him navigate the political landscape. And while Barron may not yet have the public recognition of his older siblings, that may be changing sooner than expected. His intelligence, composure, and potential finally came into focus during one unexpected moment: his speech. The 2025 inauguration of Donald Trump was, as expected, a grand affair filled with tradition, pageantry, and speeches from prominent figures. Yet, the moment that truly stole the show came from someone not often in the public eye: Barron Trump, the youngest of Donald's children. Barron had mostly stayed out of the spotlight during his father's first term, keeping a low profile as he navigated his teenage years. But on this day, he stepped up to the podium and delivered a speech that left a lasting impression on everyone watching. It wasn't just another ceremonial address. It was a heartfelt, powerful message from a young man who spoke with wisdom beyond his years. Tall and composed, Barron didn't dwell on politics or the expectations that often come with being the child of a president. Instead, he used his moment to connect with his generation, addressing the unique challenges and pressures young people face in today's world. For many, seeing Barron take the stage was an unexpected moment. Until then, the youngest Trump had been known primarily as the teenager growing up in the shadow of his prominent family. Yet there he stood, commanding the nation's attention, not as a political figure, but as a voice for the future. As Barron took a deep breath and began to speak, a sense of anticipation settled over the crowd. He opened by acknowledging the unique challenges young people face in today's rapidly changing world. With honesty and clarity, he spoke about the uncertainty, constant pressure, and overwhelming expectations that so many of his peers experience. Yet what made Barron's speech stand out wasn't his focus on the hardships. It was his unwavering belief in the strength and resilience of his generation. He highlighted the power young people have to adapt, innovate, and overcome adversity, emphasizing that their collective determination is a force to be reckoned with. His words struck a chord with the audience as he spoke about the importance of hope, perseverance, and the unity needed to confront the challenges ahead. Barron didn't just acknowledge the struggles his generation faces, he called for change. He spoke passionately about the need to break down barriers that hold young people back, especially in areas like education, job opportunities, and environmental sustainability. His message wasn't about political policies or quick fixes. Instead, he painted a vision of a future where young people have the tools, support, and opportunities they need to thrive, and where their voices are not only heard, but truly valued. A key theme of Barron's speech was the importance of collaboration between generations. He spoke about the need for young people and older generations to work together, recognizing the value that each brings to the table. While older generations offer wisdom and experience, Barron emphasized that young people bring fresh ideas, unique perspectives, and a drive to create change. His message was one of unity, urging people of all ages to come together to build a future that works for everyone. Throughout his speech, Barron made it clear that his words were directed at the youth of America. He acknowledged the pressure many young people feel to succeed in a world that can often feel overwhelming. Yet, instead of dwelling on these challenges, Barron chose to inspire. He expressed his belief that young people have the power to shape a better future, not just for themselves, but for the world as a whole. His message resonated with young people both in the audience and watching from home. Barron's speech wasn't about politics or the power of the elite. It was about empowering the next generation and ensuring they have the support they need to thrive. He spoke about the importance of creating pathways to success, whether through education, mentorship, or community support. And he reminded everyone that success doesn't have to look the same for everyone. The world is diverse, and there are countless ways to achieve one's goals. Barron's speech wasn't just about inspiring young people. It was also a call to action for those in positions of influence. He urged parents, teachers, community leaders, and lawmakers to listen to the voices of young people and create environments where they can thrive. His words reflected a deep belief in the power of community, emphasizing that building a better world requires collective effort and compassion. One of the most impactful moments of his speech came when he addressed the importance of mental health and emotional well-being. Acknowledging the immense pressure many young people face, Barron stressed the need for greater understanding and support. He highlighted that mental health is just as important as physical health and called for more resources to help young people navigate life's challenges. His message was clear. Everyone deserves the space, tools, and encouragement to grow in a healthy and supportive environment. Towering over the crowd at 6 feet 5 inches and still in his teens, Barron naturally drew attention for his height. But what really had people talking was his unexpectedly polite behavior and one unmistakable gesture that showed he's undeniably his father's son. Unlike the rest of the Trump family, who mostly kept to their circle, Barron surprised everyone by shaking hands and exchanging pleasantries with Joe Biden and Kamala Harris, making him the only Trump child to do so. Social media quickly took notice, with many praising his manners and giving credit to his mother, Melania Trump. "I have to admit, that does show some class," one person wrote on X. "Maybe Melania is raising him to be civil. That's something the rest of the clan doesn't." Another user added, Classy and his siblings were clueless to his touch of class. Barron is more enlightened than you think. But before anyone could crown him the outlier of the Trump family, Barron made a move that reminded everyone of his roots. Midway through the event, he cupped his hand to his ear, a signature gesture made famous by Donald Trump during his rallies. It was a subtle but unmistakable nod to his father's showman instincts. Barron may have a reputation for being reserved, but at the inauguration he seemed to embrace the spotlight. He mingled with the crowd more than usual and even hyped them up when Donald introduced him. "I have a very tall son named Barron," Donald joked, slipping in a reference to his son's height, a topic he's rumored to be a little jealous of. "Has anyone ever heard of him?" Barron stood up, gave the crowd a wave, and then delivered a few classic Trump moves, a thumbs up here, the hand-to-ear gesture there, like a younger version of his dad. Even Donald seemed impressed, commenting, he knew the youth vote. The moment sparked speculation that Barron might be more comfortable in the public eye than people thought. Could he be stepping out of his shell? Possibly. Could he be gearing up for a future in politics? Time will tell. Donald himself has hinted at Barron's interest in the family business. Barron does like politics. It's sort of funny, Donald shared during an interview on Kyle and Company. He'll tell me sometimes, "Dad, this is what you have to do." So, while Barron once seemed to shy away from the spotlight, it looks like he might be warming up to it, and maybe even enjoying it a little more than anyone expected. After delivering his impactful speech at his father's 2025 inauguration, Barron Trump returned to his everyday life as a student at New York University. Enrolled since September 2024, Barron had maintained a low profile on campus, but that didn't stop his classmates from taking notice, and in some cases going to great lengths to get his attention. In an interview with Vanity Fair, Kaya Walker, then president of the NYU chapter of College Republicans of America, CRA, shared her observations about the young Trump. "He's sort of like an oddity on campus. He goes to class, he goes home," Walker remarked, noting that even one of Barron's professors had jokingly pointed out that he didn't seem to mingle much with other students. Whether Walker intended to pique Barron's interest in her organization or simply offer insight into his campus life, her comments quickly backfired. The interview sparked backlash from CRA members across the country, many of whom felt Walker's remarks were inappropriate. The national organization swiftly responded with a statement posted on X. "We have been made aware of a statement made by the NYU chapter president that does not align with the values and principles upheld by our organization. Though Vanity Fair and The Independent unfairly framed what was said, upon review, we still found it to be inappropriate. The NYC chapter president submitted her resignation last night." Despite the controversy, CRA extended an invitation to Barron, leading some to speculate that members were hoping to befriend the influential first son. The online response to Walker's interview was divided. One user on X dismissed her comments, writing, "She wanted her 15 minutes of fame. Now be gone." Others, however, found the reaction excessive. "I'm struggling to see what she said so bad. Maybe oddity wasn't the best choice of wording, but I think she meant he doesn't hang around campus like the others. Am I interpreting it differently?" While opinions varied, reports confirmed that Barron did indeed keep to himself on campus, preferring a quieter college experience away from the spotlight. However, he wasn't entirely isolated. Aside from attending classes, he reportedly spends most of his time with a close-knit group of gamers. In December 2024, sources told Radar that Barron doesn't interact much with other students outside this circle. Barron is a typical geek. There are loads of rumors he's a virgin, and the fact that he's turned to the gaming community on campus is the latest sign he's basically a repellent for women, one insider claimed. The source also noted that some female students steered clear of the 6'7" freshman due to their opinions about his father, former President Donald Trump. Donald's own comments on his son's dating life may not have helped matters. During an October 17, 2024, appearance on the PBD podcast, host Patrick Bet-David asked Donald if Barron had found success with the women at NYU. "I'm not sure he's there yet. I don't think he's had a girlfriend yet," Donald replied, unintentionally putting his son on the spot. However, despite the speculation about Barron's social life, a matchmaker later predicted he would find a girlfriend in 2025. While navigating college life under the watchful eyes of Secret Service agents might make forming new friendships difficult, Barron has found companionship outside of school. One of his closest friends is Bo Loudon, the son of former Missouri State Senator John Loudon and Dr. Gina Loudon, a former Trump campaign surrogate and host on Real America's Voice. The Loudon family belongs to Mar-a-Lago, where Barron and Bo first connected during visits to the beach club. Their bond grew over shared interests, particularly politics, and the two often engaged in deep discussions on the subject. Bo even helped Barron arrange podcast interviews that strengthened Donald Trump's appeal among their generation of young male conservatives. The duo didn't stop at podcasts. They also invited some of their favorite conservative figures to dine at Mar-a-Lago, including Justin Waller, an influencer known for his association with Andrew Tate. Reflecting on his impression of Barron and Bo, Waller told the Daily Mail, "I see them both being entrepreneurs. They are certainly going to pave their own path for themselves, and it's very clear to see that they'll be quite successful." Though Barron's social circle at NYU may be limited, his friendship with Bo appears to be a lasting connection, one that could potentially lead to future business ventures as the two continue to chart their own paths. Whether Barron's public appearance was a one-off moment or the beginning of a more visible role, one thing is clear. He's stepping into the spotlight with confidence and a few signature moves that remind everyone of his famous father. But what do you think? Is Barron Trump paving his own path, or is he following in Donald Trump's footsteps? Share your thoughts in the comments below. And don't forget to like and subscribe for more updates on Barron Trump's life. You won't want to miss it.